few days ago, on my way out, I met one of my neighbors who receives some of my video broadcasts. And he asked me, why is it that we never see you putting on your collar when you're going out? We never see you put on your collar. Is it that you are not proud of what you do? I said, well, I'm not proud of what I do, but I'm happy at what I do. You see, later on, I was just thinking about it, and I was just wondering. And even before I let him go, I explained to him that, well, I cannot afford to be proud of being a cleric for a number of reasons. I said being proud is different from being happy. I'm happy to be a cleric, but I'm not proud. I'm happier than proud. Let me say it this way. I'm happier than proud being a cleric. And of course, let's go to the English of all this, the English associated with this. The dictionary defines pride as feeling of deep pleasure and satisfaction over one's own achievements, possessions, and relationships. Please take note of the word achievements. You see, when you are proud, you have deep pleasure and satisfaction over your achievements, possessions, and relationships. Let me say quickly here, you can never be proud as a man of God, as a cleric. It's not possible, because you will never do enough, even as a cleric, until you die. So there's no place for you to have deep pleasure or satisfaction over your own achievements. What have you achieved? Well, how far have you gone? The people that came ahead of you, how far did they go? You are going to be under God's tutelage in that area until the end of your life. So it's not possible for a cleric to be proud. You can't be proud. You can only be happy. On the other hand, let's see how the dictionary talks about happiness. Happiness is a positive emotional state characterized by joy, satisfaction, and well-being. This better defines a cleric. You are happy at what you do. You have a state of joy, satisfaction, and well-being by what you do, as opposed to what happens in pride, where you have a satisfaction over your own achievements, possessions, or relationships. And of course, you cannot even afford to. There are a lot of other problems plaguing you as a clergyman. I saw one video this morning, and I just smiled when I viewed it. He talked about a cleric who was always preaching outside, settling disputes for people, whereas he had his own issues. Yeah, a lot of people don't even know that clerics also have their own personal issues. So the issue of being proud, you can't even afford to be, because there are a lot of other things plaguing you. For instance, for you to be a cleric, like I've said several times, for you to succeed as a cleric, your family, your immediate family, your wife, your children have to be spiritually ahead of you. If they are not ahead of you, if you are so ahead of them, they will be dragging you back. But when they are spiritually ahead of you, they will be encouraging you. When you want to fall, when you're about to fall, they make you rise. They pull you along so that you can perform your duties very well. So there are a lot of issues. There are a lot of issues here and there. Your children, even your wife. If you're very unfortunate, even your children or your wife could be dragging you back. Not knowingly. That's the work of the devil against anybody who is a cleric. A lot of things will be done may be done by your wife, by your children, to set you back. It is not their fault. I remember while growing up as a kid in Lagos Diocese, Lagos Island, there was, I won't mention the name of the very important cleric, the second in command in the hierarchy of Anglican Communion in Nigeria at that period, was a provost of the cathedral. And for 12 years or more as a provost, he was supposed to be promoted to become a bishop. He never got the promotion. reason his wife did not support his ministry. A lot of frantic efforts were made to beg the wife to support him. She never supported. So the man stayed on as a provost for several years, and he retired as a provost. So there are a lot of things that happen to a cleric that will make you know that you have to be very, very steadfast. You can't even afford to be proud. Proud over what? Of course, pride begins your downfall when you think you have achieved so much. So you can't afford it. Yeah, I also live in the church. My father was a cleric. He was a venerable of the Anglican communion. Even while growing up as a kid, we know what we were doing. We didn't know what we were doing. We weren't doing things intentionally. But it's always like that. That's just to prove that anybody who is a cleric must bow very seriously, be very, very careful about whatever the person he does, in the process of his work. So that is just it. So being proud cannot be achieved by a cleric. It's not possible. Just be happy about what you do and bless God for giving you the opportunity of working under his kingdom. God bless you a lot. God bless you.